YouTube friends, DocSauce here. Welcome to our very first Ask Me Anything AMA. The idea of it is for you, the viewers, to be able to ask me any questions in the comments below, and then I will do my best to answer those questions in the next week's video. So I do have a few things to get us started and kick us off in this video. For our very first AMA, I would like to go ahead and kick it off with a list of games that are some of my favorites. I'll start with first games, favorites, current games, and maybe some honorable mentions in terms of games that I don't have on this list. Okay, so let's start it off with my first game. That would be Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the late 80s, early 90s. I want to say probably 89 or 90s when I played it. I was blown away. I could not put the controller down. Still to this day, just the music and the levels and how difficult it was is still something that will not be replaced. So I think Nintendo did a great job there, and I still continue to this day to play Mario games. Favorite RPG of mine, Xenogears. I'm not sure if you've heard of this game. It is a game by Squaresoft back before they became Square Enix. It is my all-time favorite RPG, followed by, probably not a surprise, Final Fantasy VII as a close second. But I feel like the Xenogears game it set it apart. Amazing story, 2D character sprites in a 3D world. On the PlayStation was just an amazing game with the hours you could put into it and the amount of time invested in the characters in the growth and the development. It was just an amazing game. Favorite platform game? Oh boy. For me, it would have to be Oddworld Abe's Odyssey on the PlayStation. Not the new Oddworld, although the new one is pretty amazing with the graphics, but I'm talking about the very first one that Oddworld Inhabitants, when they developed on the PlayStation. That was awesome. Hello. That game was just awesome. Being able to control others, trying to figure out the puzzles. My favorite action-adventure game would be Tomb Raider Last Revelation. I feel like the Tomb Raider games back on the PlayStation and the Dreamcast days were amazing Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider games today are pretty good. I admittedly have not played the new ones from today. I've heard great things about them. I would hope to play them, but I would have to say the Tomb Raider Last Revelation was by far my favorite action-adventure game. Favorite dungeon crawler? This one's a toss-up, although I would have to say it's between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, but I do like Diablo 3 very much because it provides that co-op, sit on the couch, smash buttons, and get lots of great loot. So Diablo 3 is going to be my favorite dungeon crawler so far. Favorite horror game? Still to this day, it gives me chills. I picked this game because it's more of a psychological horror game. It doesn't have a lot of jump scares, although there are some, but it's more psychological. It's going to have to be Silent Hill for the PlayStation 1, followed up by a very close Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 1 as well. I was super excited and super stoked for the Resident Evil 2 remake. I hope that it's going to be amazing. I do have that game pre-ordered, and hopefully maybe we'll get to play it on the channel. Favorite FPS? Would have to be Halo Combat Evolved for the Xbox. The original one back on Xbox. I bought the Xbox, I got Halo. I believe it came as a launch title game with Halo, or when Xbox first launched, and I was immediately blown away with just the story, all the action that was going on. It just seemed like a living, thriving world that really continued on whether you're doing something or you're not doing something. So it was pretty cool. And the music, the music still, I still remember, I can still hear it now, is really amazing. And to piggyback off of that, would we consider Fallout 3 New Vegas and Fallout 4 FPS shooters? Because if that's the case, they would be close seconds. I really consider those more RPGs than I would a first-person shooter game. Because to me, a first-person shooter game just comes in, you just shoot stuff, you give a direction, and you go and shoot it. But if we would consider that an FPS, then those would be in that category as well. But still, Halo Combat Evolved would be my number one. A favorite MMO? I'm not going to say the game that everybody pretty much has played, because I played it too, but for me, my very first MMO experience would have to be EverQuest for the PC. Just creating that character, loading up into Free March, and then going out into the world and fighting skeletons, and then the music there, it just was a pretty amazing experience. I remember just loading up and going out into the world, and if it was raining or if you hear the storm, just letting it rain, and it was just so peaceful. It was relaxing, and then being able to oh, I wonder what's over here. I wonder what's over there. The depth and the level of exploring things was amazing. I would also have to put in here, and I don't know, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Phantasy Star Online, I would also consider probably an MMO. That game was pretty much fun. You could play that over and over and over and do the same thing, run the same dungeons and get new loot. It was pretty fun as well. Favorite sandbox game? I would have to say right now that's Minecraft. I did not start playing Minecraft when they first launched the beta. I recently just started playing probably about 2 to 3 years ago. And it's just fun. You just go in there and you don't have no objective. You just build things, survive. Whatever your imagination can think of, you create it, and I like that. Sometimes when I don't want to have to think about a game or have an objective, I just load up Minecraft on my PC, and I go into a world that I've created. Now, it's probably about 2 or 3 years old, and just start building something. So you may see this on my channel. Favorite sim builder? I'm going to have to say my favorite sim builder of all time right now is going to be SimCity 3000. I have played 2000, love 2000, but 3000 just seemed like a much bigger improvement to me over 2000, and I loved playing that game. Building cities, finding out the challenge, what works, creating better roadways, making sure that the taxes, you can lower the taxes and still make an income. It's just pretty much amazing. Today, I'm playing Cities Skyline. That game is awesome. Obviously the graphics are amazing. There's mod support for that. So I'm building a city in there and getting used to that, but I would have to say overall SimCity 3000 is my favorite. I'm not sure if you've played Sim Tower, I think is what it was, but in middle school there was a game we could play on a Mac computer. I think it was an Apple computer, and you could play Sim Tower, and I think that game was cool as well. Favorite strategy game? This game is going to have to be my very first PC game. I remember being 11 or 12 and trying to build a computer to play this game. It's a amazing strategy game. I have it on in my Steam library. I don't think it works with Windows 10, but Deadlock for PC was amazing. It had some of the corniest and the cheesiest cutscenes, but they were the best cutscenes. People, building up your army. Do you decide to make an allegiance with a certain faction, or do you decide to go to war with them, or do you take them out completely? Do you be diplomatic, or do you just be very aggressive and create this army and just wipe them out? To me, that was an amazing game, and I wish I had more time to be able to play that. They're quick little games you can create. It's not something long, but it's amazing to be able to, and you watch the cutscenes, the fight scenes. You can skip them and figure out what the outcome is, or you can let it play out and see who wins. Those little characters going around your machines and stuff, and then you would learn technology. I love that game. I still remember it very fondly. All right, and here's a few games I really enjoy that did not make my list, but that doesn't mean that they're not some of my favorites. So I'm gonna put down Mech Warrior for the Xbox, Twisted Metal for the PlayStation, Twisted Metal 1 and Twisted Metal 2. Now, Crash Bandicoot would have to be another one that needs to make this list. I loved playing that series 1, 2, and 3. I played them on the PlayStation. I played the racing games. And here's another series that I really enjoy, and that's going to be the Zelda series. My very first Zelda game would be Zelda: A Link to the Past. I think that's a great game, great story, great animations, great graphics. Even today they hold up very well. Yeah, and I sometimes find myself popping in there, just playing it a bit, and going back through that amazing game. On the PlayStation, I would have to say a game that very much reminded me of the Zelda series would be Alundra. I love that game. That game was amazing too. It's definitely got that top-down 2D animation. You go through very much like Zelda, and that game was pretty much amazing when I played it on the PlayStation when I was a kid. Another thing about me that I would like to share is that I love to collect video game memorabilia or just collect certain things that I find interesting. So what I like to do now, maybe I'll try to do that in all of my AMAs, is show you some collections that I have done. So for right now, I'm going to show you my Fallout bobblehead collection. All right, YouTube friends, this is my Fallout bobblehead collection. So I'll start off with this one. Well, actually, I'll start here. The ones that are open are from Series 3. So it goes from Series 1, 2, 3, and then the most recent Series 4. But I actually started collecting the Fallout bobblehead series as a gift given to me. This was the very first bobblehead right here, the medicine bobblehead. And I opened it because I didn't know what these were. And I really like them. So then a second one was given to me as a gift. And it's the armed bobblehead. I would go into stores and just check to see if they had them, and I actually came across this one, the whole Series 1 set, when I was in Best Buy, and I had to grab it. Have not opened it, but as you can see, it's all of the bobbleheads, starting with perception to energy weapon, strength, endurance, repair, lockpick, and melee weapons. I really want to open it, but it's still closed because these are collector's items for me, so maybe I'll do it someday. I don't know, we'll see. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and find Series 2. And I got lucky and came across this one. So this one is the unarmed bobblehead. But I have none. Well, let's see if we get this to focus. I have none of the other ones. I don't have the intelligence, charisma, barter, speech, explosives, or sneak bobblehead 2. So I'm still working on this set. Still working on the third set, but right now, currently the fourth series is what's in stores, and so I check randomly, and they always give them in random times. So I have the Moving Target, I have Big Leagues, Soul Survivor, and Toughness from the fourth series, and I'm still missing Radioactive, Nerd Rage, and Demolition Expert, and then that will complete the fourth set. But these ones also are not open. So this is a little bit of my, and I do collect other things, so maybe I'll try and show some in other videos. All right, YouTube friends, well, that's going to be it for this AMA. Let me know in the comments below any questions that you have for me, and I'll do my best to answer them in the next video. Also, let me know in the comments what your favorite video game is, and possibly what currently you are playing right now. And I will see you all in the next video.